Be advised, we've been struck. Don't you fucking move!
Over the past year, there have been at least 17 D.H.S. shootings. 4 of them have been fatal. This is the story of someone who was shot by a federal agent and lived and is still dealing with the fallout. I recently reported on the shooting of Marimar Martinez, a 31-year-old U.S. citizen who works as a teaching assistant at a Montessori school. It was a Saturday morning in Chicago where she was born and raised. She was going through old clothes to donate to a nearby church. She was driving to the church when she spotted a silver Tahoe. Right away, the Tahoe sort of gave her an odd feeling. At the time, the Trump administration was a few weeks into Operation Midway Blitz, which was basically a surge of federal agents. She decided to follow the Tahoe to warn the neighborhood, and then Marimar's car and the Tahoe collided. A Border Patrol agent named Charles Exum got out and shot her 5 times. That was one of the first instances of an immigration agent shooting a U.S. citizen. The Department of Homeland Security has its own narrative of what took place, and it released that narrative within hours of the shooting very quickly. It said that Martinez was a domestic terrorist who had set out to ambush officers and rammed their vehicle with her car. Marimar has a different account of what happened. She says that the agent driving the Tahoe, Charles Exum, was responsible for the crash, and that as soon as she saw him step out of the vehicle, he had brandished his gun at her. She wasn't trying to hit anyone with her car. She was simply trying to get to a place of safety. Charges were ultimately brought against Marimar, and the trial never happened. The government asked to drop the case before then, and the charges against her were dismissed. But she went one step further and fought and lobbied a judge to release all the evidence in this case. We have access to dozens of text messages that were sent to and from Charles Exum. He has a group chat of other agents that is, he calls posse chat. I fired 5 rounds and she had 7 holes. Put that in your book, boys. By lobbying a judge to release the evidence, Marimar wanted to show that often after an encounter with D.H.S., the government moves incredibly quickly to justify the shooting by blaming the person shot and accusing them of attacking agents. And it doesn't always matter if this account holds up in court later. It was so disorienting for Marimar to see the government's account. She told me at one point she had to check the bullet wounds on her body to make sure that they were still there, and how difficult it was for her to endeavor to clear her name. This case has really helped us understand what has become a pattern in the second Trump administration.